I wanted to follow up with you because I got my blood test results back and I wanted to share those with you. On the 23rd of this month, March 2016, I will have been raw vegan for 7 years. And I'm super excited about that. I can't believe it's been 7 years. The time just kind of went by so fast. I am sporting my Kind t-shirt today thanks to the Kind people over at Kind. From the Natural Products Expo West in Anaheim this past weekend, there was a huge expo there, everything related to all natural products. It was really fun to go around and try new products and see all the new and different things that were available this year. I mentioned in a previous video that I was having some blood work done. In 2009, I embarked on my raw vegan journey and never looked back. And my blood test results show that this was a really wise move for me, even after 7 years. Today, my blood tests look as good as they have ever looked. All of my ranges are exactly where they need to be, exactly where they should be. Of course, as always, the two things that show up low are the bun and the creatinine ratio, but those are typically low in vegans because we are not consuming the massive amounts of protein that these tests are based on for averages based on the standard American diet. Vegans are naturally going to be lower in those areas, but the levels are still really good. Glucose looks good. My carbon dioxide levels were a little off last time, but they are right in line of where they need to be this time. Calcium, phosphorus, everything looks really good. My iron is great. My cholesterol is really good. In the past, I've had low cholesterol, and this time around, it looks great. And then the point of concern that I had, which was the main reason for getting these tests done, was my vitamin D level. So in a previous video, I talked about vitamin D toxicity, and I mentioned that I felt like I was having the symptoms of vitamin D toxicity. I was experiencing heart racing, I was experiencing some lethargy, some tiredness. My digestive system was so sluggish. Things just weren't moving through me. I was not going to the bathroom as easily as I typically do on this low-fat raw vegan lifestyle. That was one of the main reasons why I came to this lifestyle, because I had a lifetime of digestive issues, and for some reason my digestion had gotten really sluggish for the last 6 months or so, and I was really concerned that it was vitamin D toxicity, that maybe I was consuming too much. Well, my vitamin D levels are right smack dab in the middle of where they should be. According to the national averages, they are right where they need to be. And when I talked to Don Bennett about this, he said the same thing. He said that my vitamin D levels look great. And he was concerned that perhaps it was the brand of vitamin D that I was taking, which was a vegetarian brand, which they pull the vitamin D off of lamb's wool or sheep's wool. His brand that he recommends comes from the same source, but it's just a different brand, and so he thought maybe it was a brand thing. I don't know. I am still of the mind that I'm really in tune with my body, and when I stopped taking the vitamin D, my symptoms stopped, and my digestion has continued to get better and better. However, Don said that vitamin D, because it's a fat-soluble vitamin, it does not leave the body quickly like most other vitamins. So he was saying that even though I waited a week and a half from the time that I stopped taking the vitamin D to the time that I got my test. He said that these levels would not have changed hardly at all, if any. So it wasn't like my vitamin D levels were way above 100, which is where the max is for what you should have. So I'm a little confused. I'm not really sure what to think of that, except that I know my body and I know how I was feeling, and the symptoms did stop when I stopped taking the vitamin D. They stopped kind of like over the course of a week or so, although my digestion is still continuing to improve. It's really hard to say whether or not I was being affected by the vitamin D. So that I don't know. The jury is still out on that one. I did stop taking a couple of other supplements that I was taking during Banana Island to see if maybe those were affecting me as well. And I'm still kind of experimenting, going back and forth to see if my symptoms come back with taking those supplements. So it may take me a while to figure out whether they are affecting me or not. But according to my friend who is a medical doctor, she feels that my vitamin D levels are actually on the higher side, and she feels that they don't need to be quite that high. And she's not a big fan of supplementing except for when it is really necessary, such as when my vitamin D levels were critically low, like way, way below the minimum. So that's where I'm at with vitamin D. I don't know if I had vitamin D toxicity. I don't know if that was affecting me or not. But according to my test results, the test results say no. I'm definitely going to get tested regularly, maybe every 4 months or 5 months or so, to make sure that my vitamin D levels don't dip too low, because I don't want them to get as low as they were again. And if I need to supplement, I will. I'm not against supplementing. I'm not afraid to supplement, but I may look into a different brand. I'm not sure though. I also mentioned that I'd be getting an essential fatty acid test. I received it in the mail, but since stopping Banana Island, I haven't gotten back to my typical dietary routine of consuming a variety of fats on a regular basis, and I want to get back to that point before I get tested, just so that I can see when I'm in my usual routine where my essential fatty acid levels are. And it was suggested by one of my friends that I have this test done because of the issues that I was having with severe inflammation in my neck, my head, and my shoulders. I was having problems with my spine going out of alignment and not staying in alignment. And they thought, well, maybe this was related to essential fatty acids. They thought, based on my diet, that maybe I wasn't getting enough of the right essential fatty acids. So that is a test that I will be taking in the future as soon as I get back to my usual evening routine of consuming my normal fats, like my hemp seeds and my coconut meats and some of the other seeds that I consume, like pumpkin seeds and things like that. I really want to see where my levels are at based on my usual dietary consumption. At the expo this weekend, we were trying all these different bars and kale chips and products that had a lot of fat, and I was really feeling it. Then we celebrated my mom's birthday, and I got her this amazing raw cheesecake, which of course was all nuts, and even though I had just a little sliver of that, I was still really feeling it the next day because of all the fat that I had over the weekend. And I need to let my body balance out before I start consuming more fats again. So that's where I'm at with that. If you liked this video and found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video.